Good morning, everyone. It's another beautiful morning here in Florida. Today, I have few different things that I wanted to do. So I have some seedlings I'm going to show you in a minute that I need to plant out in the garden. They've been sitting here. Some I started from seed, and I have few tomato plants that I recently purchased, and I need to plant them out. One of the difficulties that I don't have enough space. I have raised beds. They're right now filled with other things, so I have to make some decisions what I want to keep and what I want to get rid of today, and so I can plant the new plants. This is two-tier stand that I have, and on top I have eggplant seedlings. These are very small. They're not ready to be transplanted yet. And here I have cucumbers. I'm hoping to get these out in the ground today, if I have time. Crinum lily coming up. These are still very small. And here are some tomato seedlings. These are the same tomatoes that I currently have in the garden. Everglades tomatoes, and those I tried growing from cuttings. Just wanted to see what's gonna happen, and it does look like they're starting to grow. I'm not gonna be planting those today. Lavender. This one I tried growing from seed. It just came up a few days ago. I'm excited that it's coming up, and we'll see how fast it's gonna grow. Here are more tomatoes, and these are a mixed variety of cherry tomatoes. I grew them from seed, and unfortunately they're not growing well. So I'm not sure if it's the potting soil that I have, or if it was too cold for them when I seeded them. But I'm hoping to get them in the ground and see if they will do better in the ground. And papaya seedlings, these are still very small. On a bottom shelf, I have okra, and this one is ready to be transplanted. And here's another okra, and looks like it's getting ready to bloom. And there's more papaya seedlings. Passion fruit and basil. The plants that I really need to get in the ground are these tomatoes. This is a 4-pack that I got at Walmart, and I'm gonna show you variety. It's called Better Boy, and yeah, so this is a bigger tomato. It's indeterminate, and I'm not sure how well it's gonna grow. It takes about 97 days for harvest, and that's about exactly how I have until the end of the growing season here in June. So today is March 5th, so we'll see if I can make it happen. Because I'm not growing it from seed, I'm a bit ahead of the game, so I'm hoping to get some tomatoes. So that's the plan for today. And here is my dog JJ. Hey JJ. So this garden bed is filled with kale on this part of the bed. Oh, and look at that. There's a little lizard sitting right on top. So I'm hoping to cut some of this kale and see if maybe I can take out 1 or 2 plants at least, because I do have a lot of it and I can't keep up with eating this kale, and maybe I can make room for other plants. So I'll go ahead and cut some leaves, and when I harvest kale, I cut the outside of the leaves off, and then I leave the center and it keeps on growing. So, and here's what I do with kale. After I wash it, I try to shake off the excess water, and I'm gonna lay it out on a paper towel to dry. And I try to put it in a single layer here. Maybe leave it for 30 minutes or so, the excess water can dry off. And then what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna roll it up like this in a paper towel. And I'm gonna put it in either a Ziploc bag. I probably won't have a big enough. I might cut off all these ends, or just in a plastic bag. And I'm gonna put it in the refrigerator. And it can sit like this for a week or two. It seems to store really well like that. So here is what I've done so far. So when I pulled out kale chana, I already had 3 seedlings of cucumber in here. I planted it some time ago and I forgot about it. It's very possible I planted it in the fall and it did not come up because it was too cold for it, and now they decided to come up. So I added 2 more seedlings that I had in my lanai growing. Those are cucumbers, and I still have 1 more left, and I don't have space to put it in here because I already had 3 other ones. So I mixed in a little bit of compost. So I have this black cow compost. Let me show you. Yeah, so this is the compost. Or manure. Yeah, it's called manure. So I mixed it in this bag just to add a little bit more nutrients. And also I used plant tone, and this is what I typically use on all of my plants, and not just vegetables but also ornamentals. When I plant, I mix it in the soil, and it helps it with starting to grow. It has a lot of nutrients in it. So here it is. I planted 2 tomatoes here. I decided to take out broccoli. I looked around and I couldn't find any other place to plant these tomatoes, and the area is pretty small here, so I was only able to fit 2 tomatoes in here, and I'm gonna have to either buy a cage for it or put stakes so it can grow, because this is indeterminate tomato and it's gonna grow really tall. And here are the other 2 tomatoes. So I couldn't find a place in my planters, so I decided to put it in the ground. It's right next to my other tomatoes, the Everglade tomatoes. So we'll see. It's going to be a good comparison to see how it grows in ground versus growing in a raised bed. And once again, I will have to stake those up. So I'll have to figure out how I'm gonna do that. So this is it for today. Thank you for joining me in my garden.